What's up, guys? And we're gonna share today in this video. We're gonna take a look at the newest update, which I don't know if I should be calling it an update at this point because, well, let's just call it a small update or a follow-up update, because when there is an actual update, that would be when there's a new batch update in the App Store or the Google Play Store. For this month, I think we already had it like 20 days ago. And I think the next time we'll have a new batch update. That's when hopefully they will fix the whole thing with the OK button by adding it again. And hopefully, reply to some of our demands by implementing them to the game. That will be on the 31st of this month. So at the very end of this month, that's when the team battle event ends, and also when Temari's summon goes away. So today we're basically going to be talking about the update. We're also going to be talking about the leaks for things that are coming later this event or this week. I think next week most likely. And yeah, at the end we're going to be having a follow up on the strike that we're having right now in the game. Well, obviously everybody got a reply from Bandai by now. It's basically a copy pasted reply to everybody. So we're going to be replying to that. And that's going to be at the end of the video. So now let's talk about the updates. So obviously we're going to be talking about the most useless things first, just to get it out of the way. Starting off with the team battle. Obviously it's another team battle that is pretty useless. One of the reasons why I didn't stream today, because I knew it's going to be a very lame update. It's another team battle just like the 20 ones we had before, except that we don't have the tools. The rewards are pretty much trash. Again, some frogs and the level 3 factory stuff. So nothing really special. I don't think anyone really that plays that much there anymore. I don't know why they're actually considering it as special event at this point. They might as well just leave it in the game, because I believe people don't play it as much as they don't play the solo battle. So yeah, just might as well just leave it in the game. There's no point of actually calling it a special event anymore. Next up, we have Temari's Rekit. So she got a Rekit. She's very much viable now as a main mostly. She is, in my opinion, however, not as good as DMS Kakashi or Sage of Six Path Naruto. She comes after that. She's like, in the same level as Hokage Naruto, I would say. So she's a little bit better than Hokage Naruto, and also not as good as him somehow, so she ends up in the same level, in my opinion. So yeah, her ultimate is a 40-second ultimate at max level. You can see that they're releasing a lot of that recently, because honestly the defense meta has been getting so hard, and it makes a lot of sense to give powerful ultimates now to characters. I don't think 120-second ultimates are of any viability in the game anymore. So might as well just never release 120 seconds ultimates to characters initially, unless you want to give them for a Rekit, for example. So yeah, that's the ultimate. Pretty good. I think it might be actually the best ultimate for the next Sam. She's a red type character and does, I think, multiple hits. I did not test out the standard damage, obviously, because I don't have the kit, and I'm not going to summon. I forgot to say that. I already said that actually before in one other video where I said I'm not going to be summoning for the next 2 months and until the 2.5 year anniversary, and eventually if nothing happens until the 2.5 anniversary, I might just quit the game. So yeah, I'm not summoning, and I'm not going to be doing a full kit review unless something changes, like someone gives me their account and then they have the full kit, and then I would actually test out everything there. But most likely the full kit review is not going to happen. So yeah, basically she has trap detection here, which by the way also works similar to the the Magnet Rasengan of Sage of Six Path Naruto, except that you don't really move forward when you use it. However, it has the ability to pull enemies into it, and it inflicts confusion. And I believe the confusion is quite guaranteed. So most likely you will be able to do something with it, because confusion is one of the best 3 effects in the game, like seal and paralysis. The only problem with confusion is the enemy starts running away. She doesn't have the ability to slow the movement, so if you can confuse the enemy and slow the movement, it feels exactly the same as paralysis effect, but she doesn't have slowed movement, so enemies can still run away. And in that case, her kit is not really perfect. Again, I believe she is in the middle between Series 6 Path Naruto, DMS Kakashi, and Hokage Naruto. So she's like in the same level as Hokage Naruto. She's an S plus in my opinion. She depends mainly on her supports, and yeah, if she doesn't really have good supports, she's not gonna be that good. So again, she is, in my opinion, not really worth it if you already have Sage of 6 Path Naruto or DMS Kakashi. Totally not worth it, especially that she's a Brit type character. Obviously, you can make a lot of use of her if you have the Scarlet Ninja Blades, because then you would be compensating for the lack of CP. But the defense is still a problem, and overall, she's just not as good, in my opinion, as other main characters that detect traps, because her detection of traps takes a long time. And also, I mean, it's 65 CP, but still, when you use it a lot, it will still end up being a lot of CP compared to, like, considering that she is a red type character. So overall, she's good, just not super worth it. And after Kankoro, I don't think I would say worth it to a lot of characters anymore. Alright, so the last part we're going to be talking about in this update is the Shinobites sale in the shop right now. It's, well, a cheap price for a red type stack card, which is something I would say Bandai is doing right now to test the waters, to see how many people would still buy Shinobites even with a strike on, or they're actually pushing their sales to the maximum before they drop the game, or, you know, completely stop giving really a fuck about the game. So normally I would say this is a recommended thing to buy, but obviously this is not recommended anymore. For people that are saying this is a good investment because it's cheaper than all the other bundles, you can tell by the way that all the other bundles that were released in the last couple of months were around $60 to $70. This one's like 30, 35. So yeah, it's still not recommended. Totally not a good investment. The game is going downhill right now. A lot of players are quitting the game every day. A lot of people have already quit the game. Just wanted to say something very important here because I've seen it in Discord a lot. First of all, it's everybody's business to do whatever they want with their money. You're not allowed to judge them. Either way, you're not really allowed to judge people for whatever they do with their money. Even if they're like doing something that is against the strike that you believe in, whatever we're doing right here, don't judge people or don't attack them just because they decided to buy something they like. Okay? Obviously, I'm not going to be buying any Shinobites, like I said before, for the next 3 months, and eventually I might just quit the game. As I said before, this is not really a good game to invest in right now, at least at this point. So, totally not recommended. Do not buy the Shinobites bundles. Do not buy Shinobites in general. And I'll keep saying it every video from now on. Do not buy Shinobites. Alright, so for the next part, we're going to be talking about the leaks of the things that are going to be coming this event or during this event. So again, this event is 12 days. It's like the longest event so far. And there are some stuff that are going to be happening during this event. Like, for example, Boruto's birthday. So this is the VJump scan for this month. It's nothing about new characters or new rekits. It's basically just talking about the birthday event for Boruto. As you can see, what you see on the screen right now are basically 4 cards, 4 old cards from the release of the game, and eventually also the ultimate jutsu that was given for free in the suppressed deck mission number 9 and suppressed deck mission number 14. And this kit, it seems like it might be going to be given for free on his birthday, which is I think on the 27th of this month. Along with a tool or 2 tools. We're going to be actually getting into the leaks now, and some Shinobites, some ability points, and a ticket for his birthday. So it's possible that you will not actually be getting these cards for free right away. You will have to probably summon on them using the tickets. So you might not be even guaranteed the ultimate, but it seems like we're going to get this ultimate, the 5-star version of the ultimate. It's not like one of these cheap versions of ultimates like we had in the New Year's Eve event where you get like a 1-star version of the ultimate. This is going to be the 5-star one. So even if it's a trash ultimate, because it is actually, Boruto is one of the most trash characters in the game with this kit at least, and I don't think they're giving him anything new other than the tool, which is a 3-star tool. By the way, you can actually tell by the the bronze thing around it. So it's gonna be a 3-star one. That's most likely not going to make him any useful, honestly. So yeah, that's the V-Jump scan. As for the other leaks, so we're getting the second part. You can already tell we had the first part here. This was a trash card, by the way. If you had it, you might as well just, if you don't care about the collection, honestly, I don't like the artwork here. I would basically just sell it, but I'm a collector, so I'm keeping it. You can basically upgrade it to 6-star and sell it for 50,000 ability points. The second one is gonna be released soon, most likely on his birthday or maybe in April. I'm not sure exactly, because I believe the first part, the first one where you get this card, is until the 3rd of April, something like that. So this might be either on his birthday, on Boruto's birthday, or in April. So that would be another stat card. Obviously, it could be another trash stat card. It could be a decent one, but most likely it's going to be a trash one where you have to sell it for ability points. And then we have, this is probably the Lugin bonus. On the third day, you will be getting the Scientific Ninja tool. I think this is the tool that he used to cheat in the exams. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna help him much. Anyway, there's also this happy birthday to get special rewards such as Boruto's birthday bash summoning tickets. Okay, so you're getting this ticket. Yeah, you're just basically gonna get it for free. You don't have to buy it. So thank God. It says you have to log in every day to get it. So you don't have to buy it. Well, I don't think anyone would actually buy it anyway. So that's the ticket right here, and these are three tools actually. There's another tool here. Not entirely sure what this is, but this might be... Yeah, I have no idea what that tool would actually be. But by the way, I wanted to actually talk about something about the tool that we had, the Scarlet Ninja Blades. If you realize that these Scarlet Ninja Blades actually work mostly on the 3 characters we had last, like Gaara, Kankuro, and Temari. All these 3 characters actually have their ultimate either lunge or annihilation nature, and their 4 stars or the main source of damage is also either lunge or annihilation nature. So I think that tool was mainly made for Team Gaara, and there might be more tools coming up soon that are quite similar, with a lot of CP or a lot of defense, maybe a lot of HP later, for other characters that would also benefit two natures at the same time, and they will be releasing something like that. So possibly, I mean, I don't think any of these 3 tools are going to be that tool for the next month, because I think they're going to be releasing one of these tools every month in a different banner, and these tools are going to be useful for the following 3 characters. So yeah, so what we have here is the Boruto birthday related stuff. I think it's something like an object. Maybe it's a new attack, maybe. I'm not sure, honestly. Maybe it's something that he's gonna have in his kits that might make him better, but I don't think really that... Yeah, I have no idea what that is. It feels like some object that he will be using, or something possibly in the village for his birthday. That would be actually something flying it up in the air. I have no idea. Alright, so for the last part of this video, we're going to be talking about the strike, where we are now, what are the updates, what's going to happen, what we're going to do now. And obviously you can tell that this update, or if we call this an update, this was not really a reply from Bandai. There's nothing about our demands, like nothing happened yet. But again, this is not a batch update. An actual update will happen on the 31st in my opinion. So until then, we're going to have to wait. Speaking of which, a lot of people got a reply from Bandai already on their email. It's basically a general reply that they copy pasted into every email. And yeah, as you can see, they said, thank you for contacting. We highly appreciate all your opinions, requests, and suggestions. Obviously they don't, but yeah, they have to say that. Please know that all your words have been well received as a pep talk to the management team and will be shared to all relevant departments as references for us to improve the game and to provide better services. However, we sincerely apologize for being unable to comply with individual requests. So I believe some people sent different kind of requests, like they didn't really copy paste the the email that I put in the pinned comment, and it's okay, obviously. But they had, of course, to find like as I said, a general reply to everyone, so they don't really have to make a different reply to everybody. So they just made this and they sent it to everybody. And then if there's anything to be informed, it will be announced in the game. Therefore, we for future updates, kindly wait for the in-game notice. We ask for understanding regarding this matter. So yeah, again, it's general reply doesn't mean anything as long as we don't have anything in the game that shows that they actually care. This is just bullshit. There's no point of that. So we're gonna be replying to them, by the way, with another email. We're gonna spam that email as well. So make sure to check the pinned comment for that email or for that reply. And you can also make your own customized one, but it seems like they don't care. They're still gonna reply with well, a general one. So yeah, that's the first thing. The second thing that I want to talk about is the actions that we're doing right now. So obviously, still don't buy Shinobites. We're boycotting the Shinobite shop. For the last time, if you think this is a good investment in the game, honestly, it's all up to you. But I don't think it is. And as I said before, a lot of people have quit the game. The game is going downhill. So even if it is a good investment in your opinion, it has to be a really good one. You have to consider, of course, that in few months, maybe 50% of the players are going to quit. Also, there is this point where I want to talk that the original video actually have seen a huge popularity. I didn't actually see this coming. Like, I thought maybe it would stop at like 5,000 views or whatever, but you guys shared it like crazy. I think we actually reached Chinese groups even. We got to Brazilian groups. We have Indonesian groups as well. A lot of YouTubers actually translated the video, and they did it on their own way, and they're actually on the movement as well. So trust me when I tell you that we have the majority of the players going for this strike right now. So as long as you do your part, basically just spam the emails, do not buy Shinobites, and give the rating. Okay, let's just talk about this for a second here. Why are we giving a 1-star to the game that we love and we enjoy and we want to be better? Obviously, that doesn't make any sense, right? But let's imagine this game as something that we share with the developers. It's like an apartment, for example. We're living in the same apartment with the developers, and we have our part, and they have their parts. They're basically getting the money. We're getting the fun, hopefully. I mean, if you're not having fun in the game, I don't know what you're doing here. So obviously, if you're not having the fun, you could just leave. That's what a lot of people did. A lot of people quit. So that's what normally people do. So what happens here is they basically started ruining our part, the fun. We're sharing the apartment, we have our parts, and they come to our part, they ruin it. So we asked them nicely to not do that. We did that multiple times actually the last year, and the most recent part was with Hashirama's Sam. So in Hashirama's Sam, we asked kindly to not do this bullshit again, where they make a specific character it wasn't really the only one then, but it was like a huge difference between the Naruto and Sasuke users and Hashirama users, because they tried to force people into going for Hashirama. So in that case, we were okay. It was still okay because Naruto and Sasuke users had a chance to Hashirama, even though they were at a really bad disadvantage. But in this case, we ended up having a Kankuro Sam, where Kankuro was 5 times better than the other characters, and the other characters, like Gaara, had a chance, maybe, but Tobi didn't even have a chance. And Tobi and Kankuro's summons had the same price. You were basically given the same amount of money for the same amount of cards and the same amount of levels, same amount of stuff in general. And at the end of the day, a Kankuro user is way better than a Tobi user, and they were released like in the same month. So it's not even about being free to play and pay to win, but it's more like being a higher pay to win than a usual pay to win. You're basically putting even pay to win players in disadvantage compared to other pay to win players. So this is like a whole new level of bullshit, okay? So yeah, they basically ruined our part of fun. So asking them nicely not to do it didn't work. So in that case, even though it's like really not completely ruining the apartments. We are actually getting our parts ruined. And in general, that ruins the whole apartment because 50% of the apartment being ruined, well, works with for the whole apartment. So what we do here, what we're doing right now is we're basically destroying their parts as well. So they're destroying our part and we're destroying their parts. So the part is that the apartment in general is collapsing. So basically we're either trying to force them into stopping to ruin our parts so we don't have to ruin their parts, and in that case we would have some kind of a truth and get back to normal, or the game or the apartment in general will actually, it feels weird actually talking about an apartment here, but I hope that you guys get my points. Basically what we're trying to do here is to either stop them from doing what they're doing by ruining their parts, which is the money making, and in general we might get to a point of truth, or where they actually start working on the game again, or basically everything will just go downhill and the game will collapse. Most of the players will stop playing, will go back to, like, the community will go back to the same way it was at the beginning. There's going to be some players obviously, but the game is not going to make as much money and there's not going to be as many players in the game, so the game is going to be kind of dead but still alive somehow. In that case, that might be a possibility, obviously. And this possibility, by the way, the fact that the game is going to ignore everything what we say and end up just not doing anything and the game just destroys itself, is a very big possibility. A lot of people believe in that. You can actually see that in Discord. Actually, that's something I believed in a lot actually in the past couple of years, and that's why I never said anything before. But at this point it really doesn't make any difference. It doesn't matter if the game gets destroyed. If the game gets better, obviously that would be great, that we're getting back to a good game. You don't have to actually play new games anymore if the game actually gets better. And if it gets destroyed, well, screw that, time to actually move on and find another game. Not a Bandai game though. Speaking of which, we're getting back to Ninja Tribes. So remember when I told you that you should not be giving the game bad reviews because it's possible to be under a different company, which is Crunchyroll? Well, I just got actually a confirmation that Crunchyroll, I actually sent an email to both Crunchyroll and Bandai. Bandai didn't really reply. Crunchyroll did. And they confirmed that they are only a supporting partner for the browser version that has only a territory in the US, nothing else. They actually are not the main management team. The management team most likely is still by Bandai. So yeah, I mean, Ninja Tribes already has a really bad rating right now of 2.3, and that most likely will withdraw it from actually going global. I believe the partners right now, like Crunchyroll and Enza, are actually testing out the game with their browser version in some territories, like for example the US. It's only actually in the US and Canada right now in browser, I think. And there's, by the way, a reason why the coins are, or there are 3 different coins, one for Android, one for iOS, and one for the browser, is because the sales, I believe, are being sent to different companies. It's of course a cross-platform game where you basically can switch from all the platforms, like you can go from Android to iOS to the browser, but if you do, you will not actually have your coins come with you. Like whatever you buy from the browser is going to stay in the browser, because again, most likely your money is going to Crunchyroll and Enza on the browser version, while on the other versions, the Android and iOS, it's going directly to Bandai. So in that case, you may as well just go ahead and bad review the Ninja Tribes however much you want. If you don't want to do that, obviously you don't have to. It's for a lot of people, it doesn't make any sense. We're just basically attacking another game that doesn't have anything to do with the same. Well, it's obviously not the same management. It's the same company, but it's not really the same management. They might have a different strategy. They could be. And the reason, again, why we're attacking them is because we're attacking the company itself. We're not really attacking the management or the game itself. So this is it for this video, guys. Thank you all for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, if you are with or against, I'll be more than happy to answer all of your questions if I have time, of course. By the way, speaking of which, it might seem like I have time because I don't go to university anymore. Nobody does, I think, because of the whole thing with coronavirus. But I still have a lot of online courses, and they're as equally exhausting as the usual university classes. So you have to still sit down for 4 hours in front of a lecture and, you know, do the same things like listen actively. So it's still very exhausting, and that's why I'm basically not completely free as you might think I am. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the next few days. Hopefully I have time to make more videos. But most likely it's not going to be on any of the new events, mostly just old characters being or maybe tier lists, not considering of course the new characters or the new rekits. But yeah, that's what's probably going to happen from now on. So thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. See you.